What's up, everyone? This is Devin, and we're back for college football. Oh, this is going into week 4 here. Eh, right now, current rankings set at Georgia is first, Alabama is second. This is the AP Top 25. Ohio State third, Michigan fourth, Clemson fifth, Oklahoma sixth, USC seventh, Kentucky is eighth, Oklahoma State ninth, Arkansas is 10th. Tennessee is 11th. North Carolina State is 12th. Utah, with a 2-1 record, is 13th. Penn State, who just beat up on Auburn, is in 14th. Oregon, who's 2-1, just moved up to 15th. Ole Miss is 16th. Baylor 17th. Washington went from non-ranked. They just beat Michigan State and knocked them out of the top 25. So Washington's 18th. BYU is 19th. Florida is 20th. Wake Forest is 21st. Texas is 22nd. Texas A&M is 23rd. Pittsburgh 24th. And Miami rounds up the top 5. So Michigan State sitting just outside. So they're basically 26th. Florida State's like 27, and App State's like 28. So App State's just outside. They need some more big wins to hopefully get them in there. So we'll kind of go over the schedule this week, though, and see who's playing what. So first kind of a ranked game. There's a couple games going on early, but no ranked teams. First ranked game, so we're going to stick to kind of just the top 25 teams. Kent State versus Georgia. Another one Georgia should just easily handle. It's at Georgia, so that's a noon game. Maryland versus Michigan. I really don't see this being much of a contest for Michigan. Definitely not offensively. Defense, it might be a little bit harder than some of the teams have been facing, but I still see them to win by, probably 45 points or more. So, moving on to Clemson, which is 5th, versus Wake Forest at Wake Forest. This would be a big one for Wake Forest, being they're down at 21st right now, to be able to jump in and kind of take over that. Central Michigan at Penn State. Penn State shouldn't have any issues with them. Baylor's got to go to Iowa State. Iowa State is a tough area to play in, so could be upset alert there to watch on that. Rhode Island has to go to Pittsburgh. Moving on down, next ranked matchup we got is Florida at Tennessee. This will be a big matchup. Big game to watch at 3:30. Texas plays at Texas Tech. Middle Tennessee is going to Miami. Oregon has to play at Washington State. Don't really see any issues there. Tulsa at Ole Miss. Ole Miss should be able to handle that, definitely being at home. Northern Illinois is going to play at Kentucky. That should be an easy one for Kentucky. Arkansas at Texas A&M. This will be a really good game. This is a 7 o'clock game. So this will either this game will determine Texas A&M's season right now. With having that loss to App State, hey, they definitely got to win out. And so beating a team like Arkansas, who's up into the top 10, right at the 10 spot, I definitely see this being Texas A&M's a hard place to play. We've watched Alabama in the past years go there and struggle. The crowd normally gets into it pretty loud. No matter what weird stuff goes on over there. So yeah, definitely gonna be a game to watch. I'll probably be busy watching my team, which we'll get to next here, which is Vanderbilt playing at Alabama. Don't see any issues for Alabama, definitely with the way they bounced back after the close game with Texas last week. Now, I know they were just playing University of Louisiana Monroe, but, it's definitely sometimes could be almost more of a challenge to bounce back and win, by a lot like you're supposed to against a team and compared to after coming off with such a close game with Texas. So, Alabama should be able to handle this. It's at Alabama. It's a 7:30 game, so night game, Saban likes those a little bit more. Wisconsin has to play at Ohio State. I mean, if Wisconsin wants to do anything this year, this is a game that they need to win. I don't see them winning it based on how they've played so far. Ohio State's looked a little better since game one. So, to me, I think Ohio State will take this, being that it's at Ohio State. So, UConn goes to play North Carolina State. UConn just had the tough loss to Michigan. And I say tough loss. They beat themselves up early too. They just made a lot of mistakes early, and so it became not even a game really fast. So hopefully they can clean that up and be a little bit better matchups for North Carolina State. Scrolling through, Oklahoma playing at Oklahoma against Kansas State. Oklahoma's one of those teams that I think looks pretty good. I would put them above Clemson. And, knocking on the door with Ohio State and Michigan type of team. And so I'm definitely going to keep on, watch out for them and watch how they play and stuff. And then we got USC's going to Oregon State. That's always such a weird conference just in general to watch. So, you never know what could happen. I think USC should be able to handle it, but I've seen crazier things happen in the Pac-12, so Wyoming has to play at BYU. BYU should be able to handle that game. Utah plays at Arizona State. I would say normally they can handle that game, but I think Utah has cleaned up a lot after, the beginning of this year, but it's hard to say, after that first game if they're, got their stuff together or not. Stanford's going to play at Washington. Washington is home. Washington should be able to handle that. So, Heisman Trophy wise, it's kind of early to say that. I still think Bryce Young's a favorite, to show the poise that he had in playing at Texas. Texas is one of those big names throughout college football, even though they're not, highly ranked. I think just one of those teams to me that it's tough to play there. They put a lot of money into their program. They're normally an all right team. They haven't been great, in the last few years, but they used to be one of the toughest teams to play. Okay, so I think the poise that Bryce Young had to lead Alabama to get the win on that and stay undefeated. The numbers he's put up against the first other two games, I guess, the top three games. He shows that, he's good. I'd even say with a not quite as good receiving core as what he had last year. So, plus I think for being an Alabama fan, I'm biased, but I would love to see Bryce Young be a two-time Heisman winner. Hopefully he can continue to put up good numbers against Vanderbilt this week. Then we got a couple tough games coming up with Arkansas and then Texas A&M that we play at Texas A&M. So I'm going to be watching Arkansas, Texas A&M to kind of gauge what's coming up for Alabama. So I'll definitely be paying attention to that game as well. I'll also be watching Tennessee because Alabama has Tennessee. So that's three big opponents coming up. Texas A&M, even if they do lose to Arkansas, it's still a tough place to play. They're not going to want to lose to Bama. They're going to prove that they still should be, in the top 25. So, watch for them to play Bama strong. And that's kind of Alabama always seems to get, very rarely do they not get the best of a team. It seems like a team will come out and play some of its best football against Alabama. And it's, Alabama's so good that it's hard to, play with them, even if you do play some of your best football for definitely some of the smaller schools. But when like Arkansas, Tennessee, Texas A&M, those guys come in and play, it's going to be pretty tough. But, so, looking at Alabama's schedule, and I'm only focusing on them because, like I said, they're my team. Play Vanderbilt this week, and then we go into three tough games. Mississippi State shouldn't be that much of a stress. And we do got to go there. So, depending on how the stretch of those three games go, there could be a lot of focus, could be a lot of mental tired, maybe some banged up players after, this 4-game stretch here going into Mississippi State. I'm trying to see if there's a break at all. So yeah, we go all the way through Mississippi State before finally Alabama will get a break. They'll get a bye week before going to LSU. Oh, Mississippi State is home. So all right, that makes me feel a little bit better about that game too. As much as I don't think Alabama will struggle, but if we were playing at Mississippi State, that would make it a little bit tougher on them. But got to play at LSU, at Ole Miss, Austin something P. So and then Auburn, and Auburn. No matter Auburn can not have a single win all season and somehow play and almost beat Alabama. So that's always a stressful game. So. Oh, but I look forward to hopefully smoking a victory cigar after the Tennessee game and be celebrating. So that's what I got for college football this week. Like I said, I'm kind of by myself, so just kind of crank this out. I'll probably throw up some highlights from this past week's games. So hopefully those will play while I'm rattled through these. Leave your thoughts and comments on the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. That helps out the channel, helps us grow. Maybe I can, pay these boys a little bit for coming in, and so that way they want to come in a little bit more. Or if you guys help out by liking, subscribing, share it with people that you think might like it. So thank you again for watching or listening. Peace out till next time.